Hey guys, it's Nick, and thanks for tuning in to Game 3 for Crossroads with the Lead Belcher Army. And this is going to be a Ogre Kingdom Lead Belcher Army versus a fun Orcs and Goblins list. Usually I have Chris playing Orcs and Goblins, and it was a good change of pace to see some completely different stuff on the field that I really didn't even know that they had in their army book. So let's check it out. So this ended up being a friend of somebody that I played last year, my first game against Dwarves last year in Game 1. And this is a cool Orcs and Goblins list. It's a winter theme. I guess I'll just scatter around. To the left, there's a big squig, mangler squig that runs around, of course. Then we have an orc biggin unit. They're not savage orc biggins, just regular orc biggins. There's a few heroes in there. I don't remember what exactly. I don't have the list in front of me. Got some trolls, some goblins with fanatics, some squig hoppers, I believe. These spider riders, and there was I think a war boss on a boar, and then above that is I guess it looks like a catapult of some sort, probably a doom diver, and then another hero on a squig. I think that's a squig. I don't even know, a goblin mount that goes random movement, a caster on top of the hill, a giant squig which is proxied as the um, big spidery guy. And this model came out really cool. I really like it. It's got the fence going across the bottom, but it is the Ragnarok spider, which is really cool. You can see the caster to the right that I had just mentioned, the shaman. He's got like this big magical hand coming out of him. And then to the left, another shaman on a great wolf. And to the left again, further, we have another Doom Diver and a hero on Giant Spider. So this list, I think, is pretty cool. It's different. Some people might say it's not as competitive. I actually think it's really awesome. Unfortunately, my list being all ballistic skill shooting is going to have some issues with the scrimmaging things and the squigs and the fanatics. But the fact that there's a bunch of heroes running around independently, I'm not too upset about because I can focus fire them and kill them down and get some victory points. So I don't know, just a very different list. Definitely really cool, and all the units are named, which is awesome. Uh, yeah, so hope you guys enjoy this little showcase, and let's get into the game. So we go ahead and roll up Harmonic Convergence, Wind Blast, Curse of the Midnight Wind, and Thunderbolt. I don't think I've used Curse of the Midnight Wind ever. I just, for some reason, ended up getting doubles on it, so I had to keep it. But I'm gonna, do what I can. But Thunderbolt will be good against the Spider, I'm hoping, because I believe it's Toughness 7. He rolled up a whole bunch of spells. My picture's too blurry to even see it, but yeah, just a whole bunch of spells. So here we got deployment. So from left to right, I've got my Saber Tusk all the way out in the far end, gonna deal with that hero, I guess. And then I have my bullets to protect my flank, the lead belchers with all the Noblars, and then I've got my cannons over here. I want to make sure that they can get some clean shots at that Ragnarok spider, and hopefully I don't have to worry too much about those heroes that are running about. So now this is the objective mission where there's a couple coins about on the table. We have to get them and then bring them off different table edges. I'm not going to really talk too much about it because we don't end up really dealing too much with the objectives, but they are worth victory points, and we have them all cornered to the left side of the table here. So these spider riders, which are painted pretty awesome, you get a nice close look here, they go ahead and move up on top of that objective. You have to capture the objective by ending your turn on it. So next turn, or turn 2 I should say, he should be able to leave with it. So Orcs and Goblins roll up turn 1, and he goes ahead and marches this hero up full against my Saber Tusk. And here is the remaining moves. So the river or the lake in the middle is actually that Kemrian quicksand. So I placed it there. This way I could hide behind it and have his troops take forever to get to me, especially that big horde of orc biggins. So he's going to have to move 4 inches at a time to get through there. But there is the Ragnarok that's moving relatively quick, and that random move stuff. There's the spider all the way over to the left that's just kind of chilling. The squig mangler squig running up the middle, and then to the right we've got that giant squig. I don't know, just a goblin on a squig, and then the hoppers behind, just kind of slowly picking up the rear. So nothing productive happens during magic. However, in shooting, the Iron Blaster to the right is shot at by the Doom Diver. It goes completely off course and actually kills the Saber Tusk all the way over there to the right, which is kind of upsetting because I was kind of hoping him to do some redirecting with the random move stuff, or maybe have him go kill a Mangrosquig, but unfortunately he dies. And here's my movement. So you can see my bulls over all the way over to the left are just kind of chilling to take on that hero that's behind that stone formation. Just the nature of tournaments, you got to be quick and you really can't take time asking questions and whatnot. So I really didn't know what that hero had. I just assumed he was nasty, and for some reason I'm afraid of him. So I've got my bulls 9 strong, just like kind of chilling. Where meanwhile maybe I should just went after him or something. I don't know. Even the Saber Tusk backs up, but he'll redirect later. I actually shuffle my guys up a little bit because I'm not afraid of any of the other crap that is further back, because he's got a long shot with those that horde, and if he does decide to charge, he's going to have to do some double fleas, deal with the double fleas of the Noblars. However, I do move the lead belchers up so that they're in close range or in good standing with taking shots at the annoying stuff that's kind of flooding the battlefield, which is the Arachnarok Spider and the Mangler Squid. I successfully get off Thunderbolt and I shoot up the Cave Squig, the Ragnarok Spotter, I mean. And then I go ahead and get off Harmonic Convergence Area of Effect, which is great. I should be able to do a lot of damage during the shooting phase. So Iron Blasters go ahead and do a handful of wounds. That too is how many wounds he's got left. So between the Iron Blasters and the Thunderbolt, I've done 6 wounds at this point because I believe he's got 8 wounds altogether. My far left lead belcher unit goes and lights this guy up because they can't see the spider. And even with harmonic convergence, I'm only able to do 1 more wound to the Arachnarok spider, leaving him with 1 wound left, which is really disappointing. He has high toughness, so it made sense that he didn't go down so quickly, but man, I threw everything I had at this guy and he's still alive. This is not going to be good news. Oh, and apparently, I guess I used my left lead belcher unit to maybe shoot at these guys instead. So I guess I took my lead belcher units and divvied them up between all different stuff. Probably should have thrown them all at the Ragnarok Spider, but this is nice. I go ahead and wipe this unit out. They are no longer a scoring unit, so they cannot take that objective. And now that Caster is running around by himself. Yeah, so Orc's turn 2, this goes ahead and happens. I kind of crossed my fingers and I was like, failure difficult terrain tester. Counter shooting, maybe I'll kill him, but no, he gets it. And this little hero guy goes ahead and runs into the Noblars, and you can see that any overrun will not put them in contact with the Iron Blasters. But look, I've got 2 Iron Blasters, and neither of them could kill this spider. Uh, yeah. Here is the rest of movement. The spider hero is going ahead of the trolls. The orc horde is slowly marching through, or walking through, I should say, that Kemrian quicksand. The hero all the way to the far left of the frame is just kind of chilling out. I'm going to send the Saber Tusk up next turn to deal with him. And the Squig Hoppers don't roll too high, and they're just kind of making their way around that rock formation. So in Magic, Gift of the Spider God gets off onto the Ragnarok Spider. He's pretty much going all in here with this Spider guy. He's has to. He's the only thing that could deal a lot of damage right now. And honestly, it's not a bad idea because I think there's 8 goblins on top of that thing, and getting poison attacks with them could be useful. So he's got to be able to kill enough guys to break Steadfast. So some spell somehow does 2 wounds to the unit. I'm not sure what it was or how it was done, but I let it through whatever it was so that I can go ahead and deal with foot if need be. And he doesn't roll low, so I go ahead and just scroll it instead. Doom Diver goes ahead and blows up. This guy has that token next to him, which means he has some sort of augment on him, but I don't remember what it was. These guys are steadfast, but out of leadership bubble, so they go ahead and fail, and they run. The Squig doesn't end up getting me, which is annoying because I think this guy's random move, if I remember correctly, which means he would come back next turn if he went off the table edge, and then there would be the issue where he might not be able to random move. So next turn he can just turn and face me and go into me, which I'm not really looking forward to. So for Ogre turn 2, we see that the Sabertusk is going ahead to redirect the hero away from the bulls if he decides to overrun, and then there's those 2 dead Nobbler units. And here's the rest of my movement. Couple things worth noting. To the left, the bulls are in a position when they've backed up enough to see the spider hero and the boar hero. And in case the spider does go ahead and hit Noblars and overrun, he would actually be able to see him fighting the lead belcher, so I'd be able to make a move, a wheel, and a move and side attack him, or I could deal with the boar hero if need be. All the way over to the right, you could see I actually go ahead and charge the Iron Blaster into this lead belcher unit combat with the spider, hoping that with impact hits I could just kill him. That would be wonderful. Um, and I just know the bulls don't have much of a chance because it's going to be a difficult fight, so I need as much as I can, and honestly there's nothing really worth shooting at right now. In Magic I have Harmonic Convergence that gets off, and I go ahead and Thunderbolt this hero, dealing 2 wounds to him, which is great. So in this combat, no wounds are actually done to the Lead Belcher. He goes ahead and directs all the attacks onto the Iron Blaster. Luckily, the Venom Surge attack thingamajig didn't do anything, but the Iron Blaster does go ahead and take 3 wounds, which kind of sucks. And I don't think I do any wounds to him. No, obviously I don't, because that would kill him. So he ends up losing, I think, but he sticks with like an awesome roll. I don't remember the combat res workout, but this combat continues. So, Orc turn 3. I failed to mention in my turn that I did move this Noblar unit past the spider so I could pick up the objective, and he issues a charge, and the tournament rules don't say that you drop it when you're fleeing, so I'm going to go ahead and issue a flee with these guys and have them run to the table edge with the objective. The cool thing about this set of videos for the tournament is you get to see the evolution of me making decisions based on previous games. So in game 2 I didn't make a charge because I made a charge in the first game and it was a terrible decision. In the second game I set up a redirect instead of doing a double flee and that ended up screwing me. So now I go ahead and do a double flee after the big horde of Orc Biggins charged me. I mean, it was a pretty obvious decision, but you could see I didn't do it in the previous game because it's something that I wasn't thinking of doing. But I couldn't attack. I could not fight that big horde of guys, so this was the best maneuver I needed to do. And now I have another turn to shoot at him. Oh yeah, and this guy charges the Saber Tusk. Uh-oh. Some more charges with heroes. We have this hero that goes ahead and charges the Noblars. He passes his difficult terrain test, but I mean, I have a handful of attacks there, so maybe I'll be able to kill him. I highly doubt it. And with this hero, just a quick shot here to show you how awesome his paint job is, turn around and goes ahead and charges the Iron Blaster. In Magic, Gift of the Spider Gods gets off again onto the giant Arachnarok spider squig. Oh yeah, and then this shit happens. Frickin' foot. It gets off, does a handful of wounds, but it gets off with irresistible force, which is great. I'm very happy about that. The scary thing about this is it is my general's unit. I do get a lookout, sir, so he's alright, but I'm so close to the edge of the board with this army that the second I flee, I'm just out of here, so I gotta be careful. And miscast. Oh yeah. Large template, strength 6 or 10, I forget whichever one it is, but his caster's over there on the edge, so I'm pretty happy about that because he goes ahead and kills 14 of his own guys. And into combat, we've got this combat, the hero on Giant Spider versus all these Noblars. The Noblars go ahead and kill him. This guy had like a 1-up armor save, re-rollable with like a small ward save, and the Noblars pull through. I lose one guy, but I end up killing him, which is epic. Definitely epic. That's definitely pretty awesome, because now he's not going to overrun, and my lead belchers are going to be able to actually fire next turn. So, good job, Noblars. And it doesn't seem to get any better for his heroes because he goes ahead and doesn't kill the Sabertusk to my surprise. And the Sabertusk chases me, but he lands only an inch away, so I can't see him, I don't think, with the bulls, but the fact that he's, not killing stuff is, just not good. And if things couldn't get any worse, I take 2 wounds over here, which isn't bad, but his hero on the squig, he dies too, and he had like an awesome armor save, magic armor with a ward save. I think he even had like a 4 ward save, and I ended up crushing him. So his 3 heroes on foot just did so bad. It was kind of sad because it was just really really bad luck. It wasn't any bad tactics or anything. It was just the dice were not in his favor. But this combat goes ahead and happens, and the Iron Blaster goes ahead and takes some more wounds and dies. And I still cannot kill it. So I am here, steadfast, leadership 8. I end up losing, I believe. Yes, I lost, but I stick, so I'm happy. And they have the Noblars to the left with the objective, going to be fleeing. They were charged by the goblins because you could see them actually behind in the background. So these guys do not flee, which is exactly what I wanted. So I now have 100 victory points with the objective. And Albert Einstein would go ahead and say, I'm insane if I'm going to go ahead and send in this second Iron Blaster, expecting different results, and we'll see how that goes. The Saber Tusk flees off the table. I go ahead and turn one of these rallied Noblar units to face the hero that's coming, because I guess the hero is no longer facing the bulls because the bulls moved up, and I don't know. I do some redirecting with the trolls ahead with those Noblars. This way, if they hit me and overrun, they'll hopefully get in the way of the big horde, and they'll expose a flank for me to charge. I go ahead and move my general into the more healthy looking unit of lead belchers. And in Magic, I do go ahead and get harmonic convergence off area of effect, and that should be nice. I go ahead and can unload some additional shots into the unit of Orc Biggins. And boy, do I go ahead and do that. So there's now another rank peeled off. And hooray! I am not insane. I actually go ahead and do some impact hits and kill that freaking spider. So these guys are freed up. I go ahead and combat reform to face oncoming squig hoppers. And we go ahead into Orc turn 4, and I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I might have this game. I got rid of that horde pretty quickly, but then that 8-inch thing happens when the frickin' fanatics come out and do their shit. The fanatics come out as the archer unit. I think they're archer, goblin archers. Go ahead and charge the Iron Blaster. Luckily, only one of them gets through, and it looks like he probably rolled up a 1 and then another 1 and does no wounds because there's nothing additional done to that Lead Belcher unit. We go ahead and do a reform here, so these guys are out of the lake Kemrian quicksand thing and are in ranks of 5 now. In combat, I do 3 wounds, and he's steadfast, so I'm pretty sure he sticks. And in my turn 4, I go ahead and roll up an epic ogre charge into these freaking trolls. I got 2 full ranks, so these are going to be 3 D3 impact hits at strength 6, which is going to be pretty awesome. I go ahead and roll up harmonic convergence, which will help me do some more damage to that orc unit. And it looks like I smash them up pretty bad, and they turn and run after failing panic test. So I'm in good shape. I got a lot of bodies on the field and not too many casualties. So between impact hits and attacks, I go ahead and kill 3 trolls. And I do break them. They are shit leadership, and they have no BSB or general nearby, so I break them, chase them, but I don't think I catch them. So I go ahead, we do run out of time, so we play out turn 5, mine and his. This combat goes on, but he's steadfast, and I don't really move, I don't charge because I don't want to move through the fanatics and lose my guys. But what ends up happening is, just as I look like I'm sitting with a 20-0 here, he actually ends up breaking the Iron Blaster. It runs off the table, and it also causes some panic or something goes wrong with the lead belcher unit that was sitting on top of that box there. They run off the battlefield, so I quickly lose a solid 450 or 75 points off the battlefield real quickly, which I was surprised to see happen, but that ends up leaving him in a better position. So we have a level 4 caster here and a BSB here, and what are the lead belchers good at doing? Leaving one effing guy left so he can get full victory points, or for at least CrossRoads have victory points for that unit. So I failed to kill that last orc biggin, but I do get half the points, and I didn't have to fight him, so I was happy about that. So that was the last picture, so I'm going to go ahead and share the fact that the Lead Belchers won this game, which is really exciting. I got my first win so far at this tournament, so hopefully I can sneak out another one. If I do, I can get 2 wins. If I can get a third one, I'd be ecstatic, and my win ratio versus loss ratio would be great. The thing is though, I lost my first 2 games, so I'm going down in the ranks, and I'm going to be fighting games that armies that are a little bit more evenly matched, so it would be more fair and I'd have a better shot. I understand that, but I gotta win, and that's awesome with the lead belchers because the first two games were a bit disappointing. But I end up getting some victory points for the one objective. He doesn't get any. Definitely a fun game, though. A very interesting game. Fun opponent. Definitely made things interesting, which was definitely a very good thing to have go on because when you get that opponent where it's just very boring and like they're no fun and they don't talk to you, it's lame. But very charismatic opponent. So I hope you guys enjoy this game, and I will go ahead and get game 4 up as soon as I can. Thanks.